Welcome to the PROCAS Expense User Training Series. PROCAS Expense was designed so that it's easy to match the amounts on your expense report to its related receipt. In this video, we'll go over the various parts of a receipt entry. Here is an expense report with an entry for office supplies expense. We purchased an ink cartridge for the office printer. We shipped a document to a customer, and we also purchased a non-business related item in the same transaction from FedEx office using the company credit card. In the receipt header, we'll see who we bought it from, how we paid for it, if there's a copy of the receipt included, and when we bought it. In the receipt details, we can see an expense type description, which is also a link, charge code details, which include an account, and if the expense is direct, a task, a pre-tax, tax, and total amount for each line, and a total for the whole receipt. Let's take a look at the screens where you would record this information in the system. To see more detailed header information, we'll click on the vendor name link, which opens the Add Edit Purchase Receipt screen. In general, the left pane of the forms in the system will provide you with some helpful information for using that particular form. In the right pane of this form is a place to type the vendor name and to select the payment method. The system supports payments by company credit card, company debit card, company paid other, or employee paid. There is a place to type in the date of the receipt and to indicate if and how support is included. If you choose no, you should provide a reason in the missing receipt explanation field. If you choose yes, this means that you will be providing a receipt with your expense report outside of the system. If you choose yes electronic copy, a new field will appear, which will allow you to attach a digital copy of your receipt. To do that, let's click Browse and select the receipt file from your computer. The file must be in either PDF or JPEG format and can be up to 1 megabyte in size. If you paid using a company credit or debit card, you are required to type the card name here. The card name must be typed in exactly as provided by your company's administrator. Type in any other information in the remarks box if required. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the Save and Add Edit Details button, which takes you to where you would enter the details for the receipt. The Save and View Expense Report button, which will save any changes you've made and take you back to the expense report. The Delete button, which will delete the entire receipt, including any details. And finally, the Cancel button, which takes you back to the expense report without saving any changes. Let's click the Save and Add Edit Details button to look at the Purchase Receipt Details screen. In the left pane, there's a drop-down list that allows you to choose the appropriate expense type and then search for the appropriate charge code to use for the expense. When you have a long list of charge codes available, you can type in a keyword search to limit the results. In the right pane, the charge code details are displayed. Below the charge code details is where the expense information is recorded. There's the expense date, a place to record the amounts, and a place to record a description of the expense. For each line of detail, there is a Copy button. Also, you can delete individual lines by selecting the appropriate checkbox and clicking the Delete button. Below the charge code details, you'll see the Save and Edit Purchase Receipt button, which will take you back to the receipt header. Let's click the Save and View Expense Report button, which will save any changes you've made and take you back to the expense report. Notice that there is now an electronic receipt link in the receipt header that you can click on to download a copy of your attached receipt. We've covered the various parts of a receipt entry in PROCAS Expense. For step-by-step instructions for using all of the features, you can download the PROCAS Expense User Instructions from the help link by clicking Downloads. Click on a link to start another training video, or see our other PROCAS Time and Expense training videos, which cover the basics for using the system.